Welcome, welcome. Now we have reached the grammar part. I want you to look with me at the conversations in here. Now, there's a conversation between this girl and this girl, okay? They're talking over the phone. And this one is saying, the teacher is strict. Now, strict means that the teacher is serious and she has certain rules. She doesn't accept anyone breaking them, okay? This is what we call direct speech. In direct speech, we write the exact words that someone said and we put them between brackets, okay? Now, later on, this girl was talking to her friend and telling her what this one said. Look with me what she said here in this bubble. She said, the teacher was strict, okay? See? This is what we call reported speech. Now, in reported speech, people, we don't use the exact words that someone said, okay? We can use something that has the same meaning, and we definitely don't put them between quotation marks, okay? Is it clear? Now, I have another example. This guy is talking directly to this guy on the phone, and he's saying, the teacher is giving everyone an A. This is a direct speech, and we put it between quotation marks, you see? But then later on, this guy was talking to his father, telling him what this one said. He was telling him the great news. He said the teacher was giving everyone an A. Again, this is a reported speech, and we definitely don't put it between brackets, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you the things that we do when we change a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech or reported speech, okay? I'm going to tell you now. So again, in indirect speech, we repeat the exact words that someone said, okay? We usually use the verb say when we want to say what someone said, when we want to use their exact words. And the words of the speaker are put in quotation marks, okay? This is an example. Ian said, this is what Ian exactly said. Ian said, Tony is on the phone, okay? You see, we put it between quotation marks. Now, in reported speech, we report, okay? We report or we repeat what someone said. We report the meaning of what someone said without using their exact words. It's not important if we use their exact words or not, okay? We don't have to use their exact words. And we use a reporting verb, usually say. So again, we can use say or tell followed by that, okay? But we can delete that, which can be omitted, see? And the reported statement. An example, Ian said that Tony was on the phone, okay? This is a reported speech. You see, we don't put it between quotation marks, okay? Now, let's read the note together. We use say when there is no indirect object. What do we mean by indirect object? This is just like we discussed in the vocabulary part. When we use the verb say, we don't have to have a listener. There doesn't have to be someone we're talking to, okay? So, look at the example. I'll be there. Between quotation marks, he said, okay, see? There doesn't have to be someone else. Or in reported speech, we're going to say, he said that he would be there. See, we repeated what this person said, but we don't put it between quotation marks and we don't use the exact words, okay? Now, the next point says we use tell when there is an indirect object. That's what we said before. When we use tell, there has to be a listener. There has to be someone we're talking to. So we usually use a noun or a pronoun, okay? I'll call you, Mark, he said. This is a direct speech, okay? But in the next point, he told Mark. See? He told Mark. There has to be someone when we're using told or tell. He told Mark he would call him, okay? This is indirect speech, okay? Now, I want you to pay attention that indirect speech actually means reported speech. Okay? Reported speech is indirect speech. So whatever term you would like to use, it's up to you. Okay? I just don't want you to get confused. Sometimes you hear us saying indirect speech, and sometimes you hear us saying reported speech. Okay? They are the same. All right? Now, what are the things that we're going to change when we change a sentence from direct to indirect, okay? Now, when we change a sentence from direct to reported speech, pronouns and possessive adjectives change according to the meaning of the sentence. Now, this would come absolutely naturally to you. It makes sense, okay? We have two examples in here. This one is direct speech. Here, David is talking to his sister, and here we have indirect speech. The sister is talking, let's say, to her mother, okay? You have to take your son to the doctor, said David, okay? He was talking to his sister, telling her that you have to take your son to the doctor. Now, what are the changes that we're going to make when the sister repeats what David said to her mother? David said that she's speaking about herself, because here he told her you, but then here she said I. David said that I had to take my son. Your became my, okay? It makes sense that I had to take my son to the doctor, okay? Is it clear? Okay? This is the first step. Now, second of all, it's not as confusing as you might think, okay? I just need you to focus with me. I made this timeline for you so you would understand, okay? So at the top, okay, here we have direct speech, and these are the tenses: past perfect, past, present perfect, present, and future. Here we have reported speech, and these are the tenses that we're going to use. So in direct speech, if you use the present tense, when you're changing it to reported speech, the present will become past. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's imagine that, let's not imagine, this is a fact. I hate seafood, okay, in present. Now, this is a fact. I hate seafood. Now, if you heard me and you wanted to tell your friend what I said, you're going to say, Miss Riham said that she hated seafood, okay? I hope this makes sense to you, and let me explain why we're changing the tenses. It's because here in direct speech, this is me speaking, okay? I'm speaking now in the present, and I'm telling you that I hate seafood. But in reported speech, you're going to report what I have already said. My sentence was told to you in the past, okay? This isn't your sentence. You're repeating what I have said before. That's why you're changing the present to past, okay? On the other hand, if I use a present perfect, okay, have or has with verb 3, or if I used past simple, which is verb 2, remember? Or if I have used past perfect, this is what we talked about in the previous lesson. Past perfect had with verb 3. In reported speech, when you are reporting what I say, you're going to change all of them to past perfect. So present perfect becomes past perfect, past simple becomes past perfect, and past perfect, this is tricky, okay? Past perfect remains the same, okay? I'm going to explain furthermore, okay? Just try to cooperate with me, okay? Try to process. I'm going to give you extra examples. Don't worry. And if I told you about something in the future, let's say that I said, I will go to Indonesia in the summer vacation, okay? When you report what I say, you're going to say, Miss Riham said that she would go to Indonesia in the summer vacation, okay? I hope you understand. It's a little bit confusing, but let's try to apply this with examples. Now, I'm gonna give you direct speech, and I want you to change it to reported speech. So I'm telling you to rewrite the sentences using reported speech. Now here, مودة, I'm using direct speech, and I'm telling you what she said exactly. مودة said, I like this song. Now, when you are reporting what مودة said, what are you going to say? You're going, First of all, you're going to ask yourself, what tense is this? This is present, right? This is direct. Now you're going to report what she said. You're going to change the present simple to past simple. So what are you going to say? You're going to say, you can pause and think if you want to, okay? But I'm going to say the answer. You're going to say, مودة said that I'm talking about مودة, so we're going to change the I to she. She liked that song. Okay? She liked that song. Okay? As you can see, we also have changed this to that. There are other things that you have to change, not only the tenses. Okay? We're gonna get there, don't worry. Now, Ranim, using direct speech, I'm telling you what she said. The teacher is working now. What tense is this? Present, right? Present what? Present progressive. So, in reported speech, what are you going to say? Ranim said that the teacher, instead of is, we're going to change it into the past, was working then, okay? So we changed present progressive to past progressive, okay? Finally, the final example that I have is Jenna's. Jenna is saying, I understand Turkish, okay? Now, when we're changing it to reported speech, what are we going to say? Think with me. This is present simple, right? So change it. Jenna said that she understood Turkish. We're changing present simple to past simple, okay? I made you this this diagram, or I don't know what you want to call it, this mind map, okay? So whenever we have present simple, you're going to change it to past simple. Clear? I live in Jeddah. In reported speech, you're going to change it and say she lived in Jeddah. Past simple. In present continuous, we're going to change it to past continuous, okay? When I say that I am cleaning my room at the moment, you're going to change it to past continuous and say she was cleaning her room, okay? Now, this is easy. I told you when we have past simple or present perfect simple or past perfect simple, look at these examples. Your answer is going to be the same. In past simple, I said, I fell on my face. It was painful. And present perfect simple, I said, I have fallen on my face. And on past perfect simple, I said, I had fallen on my face. The answer, the change is going to be the same. Because all of these tenses, people, are past. So we're going to change them to the latest past, okay? What past comes first? It's past perfect simple, and your answer is gonna be she had fallen on her face. See? We're using had and verb 3. Past perfect simple. Is it clear? I really hope so. Now, I'm gonna stop here. You're not gonna be able to hear me. I'm gonna stop.